Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. At the beginning of the meeting, past President Fred Sadler came up here and took one of these beautiful blue ribbons and stuck it on our banner. And I'm not sure how many of you really understand the importance of that ribbon. Anybody here hear of the Distinguished Club Plan and know what it's all about before today? Well, a couple of people. That's good, but by the end of this talk, hopefully you all will, because what this is a program to help us and help every club become a better club. Now, as you see, we've got 7 of these blue ribbons out of the last 8 years. So we're the President's Distinguished Club, and this is the highest level that a club can achieve in Toastmasters, and we've done that in 7 of the last 8 years. In the 8th year, we have we're Select Distinguished, so we're just one level down, and we came back up very quickly. So we have quite a track record. Now, there's going to be some pedagogy here about the Distinguished Club Plan. Why have it, and what is it? Well, it's a recognition system that Toastmasters International has developed to help clubs become better clubs. And if we're doing the things that Toastmasters International has given us goals to accomplish, then we're going to be a good club. And by virtue of all these ribbons, you see, we have been and are a good club. There's a little history behind the Distinguished Club Plan. This is really a 3rd generation plan. Back in the 70s and 80s, it was all manual. There was this booklet of about 10 or 15 pages, and somebody in the club dutifully kept track of points, and this, that, and everything, and was held to Scout's honor, and you could get 30,000 points this way and compete with all the other clubs in the world. And so you would turn in, let's say a person in the club would fill it out, sign that it was accurate, send it into the district would look it over, and yeah, it looks reasonable, and send it on to Toastmasters International if it were competitive. Unfortunately, there was some people weren't quite as honest as others, and so it was really quite open fraud and incorrect, padding the information. And so when computers came far enough along to be able to do this by computer, in the 1990s, Toastmasters International, about 1990, started a 2nd generation Distinguished Club Plan, whereby you got points only that could be verified by the computers at headquarters. And so you could compete with clubs all over the world. If you got a new member, that was 200 points. If you got a competent communicator, that was 600 points, and so forth and so on. And Naval Postgraduate School Toastmasters really benefited from that system because, we like to keep track of stuff. And we kept track of a lot of points. And in 1991, for example, we were number 11 in the world with our points. And we're still proud of that. 2 years later, we were number 27 in the world. So it's quite an accomplishment. Well, I guess it was still too much to keep track of, so in 1999, Toastmasters International came up with the present system, which is a series of 10 goals, that if you meet these 10 goals, you've done everything that's really expected of you as a club. And what we're going to do today is go over those 10 goals. And they're very simple goals. They're up here, and there's also a handout at your place. And if you don't have a handout, there's still some on some seats in the back, but I thought people sit in the back with it. So, so please pick up one and take it with you. But the first goal is to accomplish during the course of the year 2 Competent Communicator Awards. That means you take this manual and you do all 10 speeches. And we've got several people. We had a number 4 speech today, a number 5 speech today. And actually, I'm doing number 8 in this, and I forgot to tell the Toastmaster that. But and we already have 2 CCs, so we've already met this first goal with Emily Stariak and John Armstrong at the end of June that we credited in July. So if 2 CCs is good, 2 more is even better. And so the second goal is 2 more CCs. So ideally, it'd be really nice if each club could get 4 CCs, 4 competent communicators a year. And if they're doing that, then they're meeting members' needs. They're getting members through the program. That's the whole idea. Get members through the program so they become better speakers and leaders. And oh, by the way, when you get through this program, there's other manuals. There's other manuals that I don't have with me, but there's 15 or 16 advanced manuals that some of you are working in already. And you can get an Advanced Communicator Award, bronze, silver, or gold. Last year, I finally, after 5 years, finished gold. But that's the 3rd goal, and if that's good enough, well, 1 more ought to be good too. So the 4th goal is yet another Advanced Communicator Award. Now you'll notice that 6 of these goals deal with the educational program, and 4 goals deal with other aspects of the Toastmasters program. 5th goal goes into the leadership mode. We've been talking about the speaking mode. Now we're going to talk about the leadership mode. Fifth goal is 1 competent leader, advanced leader, or distinguished Toastmaster. A year or so ago, Arnie got his Distinguished Toastmaster Award, but he had to go through the other hurdles first. And all of you as a new member have received this Competent Leader book that hopefully you all are working in and getting evaluated whenever you do a function so that you can get your first Competent Leader Award. That's number 5, and of course if 1 is good, 2 is even better, so number 6 is yet another Competent Leader or Advanced Leader or DTM. So you've got 4 speaking goals, 2 leadership goals, and then you've got 4 other goals. 7 and 8 basically is membership. Our club does pretty well at this. With Juliet's application and the membership today, we have 4 new members since the 1st of July. So we've met that goal. 4 more new members, and we knew normally by October we've got this knocked out, is goal number 8. And the last 2, these are gifts from Toastmasters International. Number 9, all you got to do is have the officers show up at training. And tomorrow, everybody I think is committed to show up with Art. Art sent emails out, everybody said, I'm going, so we'll see you there. And we'll be halfway through because we got to do it again in January. The 10th goal, you have to get your paperwork in on time. 1 officer report or 1 officer list and 1 dues report. And we've already done the officer list, so when the dues go in September, we'll have that goal. So it's pretty easy to accomplish these 10 goals if you stick to it. Now, this was working. There we go, there we go. The arrows don't work, use the mouse. Okay. 2 other requirements. You got to have at least 20 members at the end of the year, or you can get all the goals you want. It doesn't do you any good. And that's because if you don't have a viable club that has 20 members, you're not going to be able to really meet members' needs by having a reasonable audience. Or if you're a weak club, if you grow by 5 new members during the course of the year, then that will also meet that requirement. So if you've met these requirements, if you achieve 5 or 6 goals of the 10 you saw, then you're a distinguished club. If you get 7 or 8 goals, you're a select distinguished club, just for them here. And 9 or 10 goals, then you get a blue one. So that's really all there is to it. And how are we doing today so far? Well, we've got 2 done. We've got the 3rd, 3 done really, once the paperwork's all in. And 2 halves of other ones after tomorrow when everybody shows up for officer training. So we're in good shape. And now you know all about the Distinguished Club plan.